Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Feeling good? We're going to start just in a couple minutes. I'll let everybody make their way up. Just give you a little bit of time to get sorted before I begin. Oh, that's okay. All right, good morning, everybody. Great to see everybody here. Welcome to Tracyville, New Brunswick. How about a big hand for Marwood for welcoming us here today? Really appreciate it. It's great to be here. Bonjour à tous. Ça me fait grand plaisir d'être parmi vous autres. Moi, je m'appelle David Miles. I'm David Miles. I'm the MP for Fredericton-Oromocto. And it's a real pleasure to be here. And before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered here in New Brunswick on the traditional unceded territory of the Wolastoqey, Mi'kmaq, and Pescatamakati peoples. And as we gather to make an announcement about our forests, we thank Indigenous peoples for their stewardship of these lands and recognize their enduring connection to the forests and natural resources that sustain communities across this region. La foresterie joue un rôle important dans les communautés du Nouveau-Brunswick. The forestry industry supports nearly 25,000 jobs and contributes $1.5 billion in GDP annually to our province's economy. I think that deserves a round of applause. And companies like Marwood Limited, where we are today, demonstrate the innovation, expertise, and commitment that New Brunswick and Canada bring to keeping Canadian forest products competitive, sustainable, and in demand both at home and around the world. These companies have also been hit by the unjust American tariffs, which have been especially hard on Canadian lumber. Dans ce contexte, l'événement aujourd'hui reflète l'importance de soutenir ce secteur ainsi que les personnes et les communautés qui en dépendent au Nouveau-Brunswick et ailleurs. So without further ado, it is my pleasure to invite the Honourable Tim Hodgson, Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, to make today's announcement.
Thank you so much. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for the introduction, David. It's terrific to be here with Premier Holt and with Minister Miles. And thank you so much to Marwood. I'm looking for Danny. Thank you for hosting us and building this or having this facility here to provide great jobs in the province of New Brunswick. I'd also like to acknowledge our Indigenous partner here, especially Seth McDonald. Where's Seth? Seth, hi Seth. The Wolastoqey Nation. Thank you very much for being here and for being part of this announcement. Many of you know this, but as a kid I spent time in a small forestry town growing up. That experience taught me a great deal. It proved to me how important the forestry industry is to the fabric of our nation. It taught me that our forests are a crucial source of good jobs, of giving generations of Canadians a way to make a living and put roofs over their families' heads. It taught me that forests provide a lifeline to towns from coast to coast to coast, especially in rural, remote, and is the backbone of a local economy. Its health is inseparable from the strength of the community, and it is the strength of these communities that make Canada strong. This is something that I think about constantly as I have the challenge and opportunity to serve as Minister of Energy and Natural Resources. Today, our forest product sector faces a pivotal moment. Along with the challenges of climate change and market disruptions as products like newspapers become less widespread, As we just heard, unjust U.S. trade measures are putting extreme pressure on Canadian workers and businesses. We cannot and will not buckle under these pressures. All levels of government must ensure this industry and the people who are a part of it not only overcome these trade challenges today, but are able to thrive in the future. To do this, our government has a clear plan. Protect what we have built while transforming the sector to be more resilient and competitive for generations to come. This strategy is anchored in two pillars, one domestic and one international. First, within our borders, we are building resilience and catalyzing innovation. Most importantly, we're taking direct action to create new markets at home so Canadian forestry can benefit from Canadian customers, and Canadian customers can benefit from Canadian forestry. With our new federal Buy Canadian policy and the opportunity for Canadian wood to serve as a vital input to millions of new affordable homes through our Build Canada Homes initiative, we are finally choosing to be our own best customers. Secondly, with respect to our international efforts, we are focused on diversifying to new trade partners beyond the U.S. and growing trade where we already have a foothold. Over my travels and trade missions in the last 10 months, it has been very clear that Canada has what the world wants, including our forest products. Demand is growing across Europe, Asia, and beyond for sustainable, high-value wood products. Canadian forest products are recognized worldwide as socially and environmentally responsible, giving us a competitive advantage as the world seeks cleaner, greener materials. To seize these opportunities, since August of 2025, our government has announced over $2 billion in measures designed to ensure Canada's forest product sector remains competitive and resilient for generations to come. This includes $500 million for renewal of Natural Resources Canada's forest sector transformation programs. I'm proud to announce that as of today, 4 of these programs are now accepting applications through new national calls for proposals, whereby companies in New Brunswick and beyond can access funding through the Investments in Forestry Industry Transformation Program, the Green Construction Through Wood Program, the Indigenous Forestry Initiative, and Canada's Global Forest Leadership Programs. These programs are now designed to innovate and diversify the wood products we make in Canada. They're designed to drive domestic demand, including for affordable construction. They're designed to support Indigenous participation in the forestry sector. And they're designed to open new domestic and international markets for our world-class Canadian industry. I'm also pleased to announce $2.8 million in funding to support 7 forest product sector projects in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia today. These projects will help us grow our manufacturing base, reach new markets with East Coast Canadian wood products, and advance modern wood construction, and support the businesses and Indigenous communities that depend on the forestry sector in the Maritimes. They represent over $175 million in new capital in Atlantic Canada. That is exactly the kind of transformation that Canada's renewed forest product sector programs are designed to accelerate. Innovation that strengthens competitiveness and builds value here at home in New Brunswick. The forest sector is part of Canada's DNA. Whether you were in New Brunswick, Ontario, or British Columbia, you can find Canadian towns and families who rely on it, and they have for generations, and we're going to make sure they do for generations to come. We will protect this industry. By defending workers today, modernizing for tomorrow, and opening new markets for the long-term future, we are ensuring the forestry sector remains a pillar of national strength, a creator of jobs and a creator of prosperity, as well as a driver of sustainable growth for generations to come. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
I didn't, thank you very much, Minister Hodgson, for that wonderful announcement. I didn't tell you that I'm actually the MC, so I just keep on coming back up. But I'd now like to welcome my friend, the Premier of New Brunswick, the Honourable Susan Holt.
Thank you very much, David, and thank you very much and welcome, Minister Hodgson. We are thrilled to have you here. Canada has what the world wants. New Brunswick has what the world wants. And New Brunswick's forestry sector is going to continue to deliver its exceptional quality products to the world, made by exceptional workers committed to their communities and this province. Nous sommes reconnaissants d'avoir un partenaire comme le gouvernement fédéral et le ministre qui va supporter nos forces en foresterie. Cette opportunité, ce moment où on se trouve, est un moment crucial pour protéger nos forces, notre économie, nos travailleurs et nos entrepreneurs dans cette province puis autour du Canada. Now is the time to get behind our workers and our entrepreneurs, most of whom are in rural communities, working with the species they love. And can I take a minute to say how great it smells in here? Don't we all love coming into a facility like Marwoods that produces world-class value-added products using innovation that the minister spoke of, demonstrating resilience in the face of the kinds of challenges that Canada has seen as of late. In New Brunswick, we're really proud of this sector and the resilience that it's demonstrated. And the funding announced today is going towards key partners. This is a future-focused announcement. This is about tomorrow's forestry sector in New Brunswick. Investments in the University of New Brunswick and the innovations that they're putting in place to do buildings in a building and to add value and speed up the process of getting our products to new customers is incredible. The investments being made in the Wolastoqey Nation and the Jamer facility in Tobic, those are going to see us driving new ways to do things and getting new value out of this product, these trees and forestry product that we love and hold near and dear in New Brunswick. Investments in this sector are going to go not only to keeping the incredibly dedicated workers working and supporting them and their families, but it's going to go to ensure that those opportunities are there and getting bigger and better in the future. Our government is committed to working in tandem with our provincial, our federal partners, our municipal partners, our local partners, our post-secondary partners, to ensure we get the most value out of this product and that we do so in a timely way, in a collaborative way that drives prosperity for New Brunswickers. Nous sommes ici pour protéger notre province, notre environnement et vos emplois et vos familles. Parce qu'on voit votre dédication et ce que vous
Ontarians turn to Save on Energy for help with discovering their energy savings.
Being developed in New Brunswick to neighboring provinces like Nova Scotia's Department of Transportation, making new forms of products that are going out into the world, to Europe and beyond. And that's where the federal government and the provincial government work together to identify those opportunities, those barriers, smooth out the barriers to make room for New Brunswick wood to shine globally as well as across Canada. I want to take a minute to thank you, everybody who's here and those who are watching. I know you have been through extremely uncertain times over the last year as we watch tariffs rise on the product that you make and on the companies that you work for. I want to reassure you that the Holt government is here to back New Brunswick wood, to back the work that you've done and the companies that you've built, and to be alongside our federal partners to make the investments in the future, in the research and the innovation, in the productivity that those of you are grabbing to make sure that we are competing and winning and sending New Brunswick wood to every corner of this province, this country, and the globe. Je vous remercie. Votre gouvernement est ici pour vous supporter, pour vous protéger et pour être un partenaire dans ce travail. I want to recognize the partners that are here today and the other members of my team who are all in making sure that New Brunswick Forestry, as an engine of our economy, continues to stay strong in the face of the threats. And that we are very, very grateful to our federal government partners, the way they've backed this industry and the way they've shown steadfast support for Canada and have taken a leading role in building opportunities for Canada across the world. New Brunswick is going to leverage every ounce of that work, Minister, and I look forward to watching the growth and seeing a brighter future for New Brunswick Forestry thanks to the investments and the commitments you've made today. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Premier. It is a tremendous, it's great to be out here. It is great to be out here. When I told my mom I was coming out to Tracy this morning, she was super pumped. She taught at OHS for years. She said, oh, you're going to see some of my students, and I already ran into one of her students on the way in. I can't wait to tell her about it. But also, just to reiterate what the Premier said, thank you for what you do. Thank you so much for what you do. You are contributing to this province every single day by exporting, by being innovative, by being resilient at this tough time, and we appreciate what you do in this region. So it's a great thing to have all of us here. I really appreciate that everybody came, and I love having the minister here traveling in and getting to see New Brunswick. Even though his visit is brief, we're hitting the city and the country in one day. So we're doing a great job. I would really like to welcome another one of my friends, Minister Cindy Miles, a great minister, great last name. She spells it slightly wrong, but I love her all the same. Please welcome Minister Cindy Miles. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I really wanted to take a moment today to really say thank you. And I hope it really comes through from my partners that are up here today about how much we appreciate and how behind all of you we are in this sector. I have the absolute privilege of being the MLA for Hamilton, New Maryland. And I'm so grateful for Marwood for hosting us today. You are such a gem on the national stage and on the international stage. And I'm grateful that you were able to make the trip today to see what can happen when a community comes together and really supports the rest of the community. Being MLA is amazing, and I also have the incredible privilege of being the Minister of Social Development. And that ties me directly to the forestry sector, because when our economy is strong, our New Brunswick families are strong. And that means so much to me to see all of you folks fighting every day for our New Brunswick families and for our economy. And I'm grateful for my partners that are here today. Minister Luke Randall, Minister responsible for ONB. Minister Heron, he was made for this with DNR. Thank you, Premier Holt. Seth, I've made a new friend today, wonderful. David, someday we'll get you to MILES, but MYLES, thank you. And Minister Hodgson, thank you so much. This partnership, I look so forward to the opportunities that exist when all levels of government come together, and I hope that comes across clear, that we are a team working for you and supporting you as we forge ahead to new opportunities and future generations. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Minister Miles. And I would like to now introduce Seth McDonald, Forestry Engagement Lead for the Wolastoqey Nation in New Brunswick. Thanks, Seth.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? My name is Seth McDonald. Unfortunately, I'm not too slick. I don't speak French, so I'll just be English for today. And Marwood, thanks for having me. It's really good to be here today. And Marwood, for people who work for a living, I really appreciate you coming out today too. It's really good to have you, because really, at the end of the day, I think a lot of these things are about people who work for a living, because all these tariff doubts and all these concerns, they're not just concerns for like the New Brunswick public at large, but also Indigenous communities, because there's a lot of Indigenous people on the land exercising their rights, harvesting materials, selling it to mills, doing their part to kind of like, I guess, feed that fiber economy, but as well as contribute to their communities. So that's the thing, is like, they're pretty much just like you. We're dealing with uncertain times. And I think it's great that we're moving in steps towards partnership and mutual collaboration. I think with like challenges, there's always opportunities, and I think that's an opportunity staring us in the face. So one of my roles in this is I work for WNB, which is a rights-based organization, and I assert treaty rights in the sector of forestry. So I have conversations about community members on the land, harvesting, things like that, as well as Indigenous land use and protecting that and asserting people's rights in that regard as well. So I have a partner, a really good friend of mine, Mary Knockwood. I want to give her a big shout out. She's been a huge help to me since I became department lead in November 2024. She's connected me with really good help, resources, and has been a genuine just good friend. I can just give her a call and just ask her the most random question. She can connect me right away. And it's allowed me as an individual to continue doing work, and it's also equipped our organization to continue protecting and asserting people's treaty rights. And so that's one part of it. And the other part is also the community members. I want to give a big shout out to Wolastoqey community members who are out there on the land, exercising their rights. They're cutting wood, they're contributing, they're taking care of communities. And I really want to make sure that we champion them as well as we move forward with these projects, to make sure that when there's opportunities, economic development opportunities, there's work opportunities, that we connect with these people and we champion them, because we're approaching like a labor vacancy and a lot of challenges in the future with like a lot of our workers aging out in critical sectors in forestry as well. And there's a lot of talented Wolastoqey workers already working, and a lot of talented and willing young Wolastoqey workers who are more than ready to be trained and go out there. So let's not forget them, let's champion them, and let's continue doing good work together, because I think that's the most important thing, is that we continue doing good work together in good faith. So let's keep that good momentum, and let's keep at it. Thank you, everybody.
Right on, Seth. Thank you so much for those important words. Appreciate that. And I appreciate you being here. And finally, I'd like to invite Dr. David McGee, Vice President of Research from the University of New Brunswick.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Minister Miles, Minister Hodgson, Premier Holt, Ministers Miles, Randall, and Heron, and Seth MacDonald. Thank you very much for being with us here this morning. And I want to thank Danny and everyone from Marwood for today's exciting announcement. The University of New Brunswick is proud to be home to one of Canada's oldest forestry programs and the only English language university faculty of forestry in Atlantic Canada. UNB has a long-standing
long-winded stuff going on here today.
Canadian economy. We are focused on helping the forest sector advance real-world solutions to challenges facing our communities today, from reducing carbon emissions to improving the availability, affordability, and sustainability of housing. Today's announcement supports that mission in a meaningful way. With this funding, UNB's research team will design and construct a small container-style home using prefabricated components made from innovative mass timber products and light frame wall systems. The project will also evaluate the environmental impact of the structure from construction through to end of life. Paired with a detailed life cycle cost analysis, this work will provide a comprehensive understanding of the long-term sustainability and affordability of this approach. The project highlights the vital role the forest sector plays in New Brunswick and across Canada, demonstrating how homegrown wood products can support low-carbon, high-value building solutions. Thank you to the Government of Canada for recognizing the value of this research and for supporting UNB's efforts to lead innovation in sustainable construction. It is an honor to be with you here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McGee. I got to say, just before we finish, it does feel good to all be in the same room, all rowing in the same direction on such an important file that is facing a lot of challenges. And the only way we're going to be able to face these challenges is if we do it together. So appreciate everybody being here and all the hard work you're all putting into it. And we are here to work on this together. It's very important. That brings us to the end of the formal program. We'll now open up to questions from the media. I'll pass the microphone.
We are going to forego the questions. We hope you'll leave your comments and suggestions and We like looking at them. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Have a good morning. We will be back.